Good evening and welcome to the Town of Londonderry Zoning Board of Adjustment, January 17th, 2024. Before we begin tonight's meeting, I will read into the record the procedures that we will be following. The clerk will read the case into the record. The applicant will make their presentation. They will come up to the front here so that we can hear you. State your name and address for the record. The board addresses the applicant with any questions or comments. Those that are in favor of the request are given the opportunity to address the board. Those that are opposed or having questions regarding the request are given the opportunity to address the board. The applicant will be given the opportunity to rebut any opposition, and the opposition is given the opportunity for rebuttal. The board addresses the applicant with any additional comments or questions. If there are none at that time, the public hearing portion regarding the case would be closed, and the board will enter into deliberation and vote on the request or continue the case to a future date. Those of you that wish to speak must approach the mic, state your name and address for the record. All conversations will be directed through the board to ensure a single line of communication. If you come to speak at the podium, any questions that you have, please direct them directly to the board. We will then communicate that back to the applicant. The applicant will respond to the board, and we will respond back to whoever's at the podium. We ask that you please turn your cell phones either to vibrate or off for this meeting. You are welcome to stay to hear the outcome of any case, or you can wait till tomorrow and go to the town hall and get the results. With that, let's begin the meeting. Draft minutes to approve for the December 20th, 2023 meeting. Do I have a motion?
Jackie, I don't think I saw them. Did they send them?
They are on the system, but they did not send them to us.
Okay, so I'm going to abstain from that because
Well, I don't know if anyone read them. I read them.
I read them.
I was here.
No, I didn't. Did you read them? The minutes?
I reviewed them, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay,
of
do
the
I have a
December
second?
A second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? And sustain? Okay, one abstention. Thank you. This evening, I am looking to see if there is a report by the town council liaison tonight. Do we have any, Kelly? No? Okay. Okay. Regional impact determinations.
Madam Chair, the three cases this evening where staff is recommending they're not of regional impact.
Thank you. And before, which I forgot to do I have a motion for regional impact?
I'd like to make a motion to approve the regional impact determinations for these three cases.
Do I have a second?
A second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Thank you. We're going to introduce ourselves. Usually we introduce who we are for this evening. So Kelly, would you start us off?
Kelly Karen, Assistant Town Manager.
Irene Macarelli, full member.
Brendan O'Brien, full member.
Jackie Bernard, full member.
Suzanne Brunel, full member.
Mitch Feig, full member.
Chris Moore, alternate member.
Okay, with that, we will now enter into the public hearing of the cases.
Case number 117-2024-1, a request for a special exception from LZO Section 5.12 to allow home occupation for home office with company vehicles on site. The parcel is located at 56 South Road in the AR1 zoning district, tax map 4, lot 3-2, Mark and Mary Ann Thibodeau, owners and applicants.
Would you please approach? Yep, right there. So, did you bring your application with you?
Yes,
Okay, good. So state your name for the record and your address.
Mark Thibodeau, 56 South Road.
Mary Ann Thibodeau, 56 South Road.
Thank you. Now, have you ever done this before? Okay, so we must hear the case and how it relates to the 5 points of law. So the,
Special exception.
oh, special exception, here we go, yep. Okay,
First two of them.
yeah. What we're gonna do is, would you like to tell us about what it is that you'd like to do at your home address? We'll start there.
Park 2 vehicles of 2 people that live in the household that work at Tips Taps.
Does any board members have any questions of the applicant?
So can you explain what that is, what Tib Tabs is, and what you're doing out of the house for the business?
We're not doing anything out of the house for a business. I do admin work in the basement of that said business. And that's all I do there. My vehicle, I go out and do quotes, things like that. I'll tell you a little. We are is a draft beer installation cleaning company. All the work is done on site at bars, restaurants, your local, wherever you like to belly up to a bar or get a nice cold beer.
Okay, and what are the nature of these vehicles? Are they cars, trucks?
One is a very small truck that's parked out back that I just pulled in with, which is my vehicle.
Is it a
Yeah.
van, Chevy van, what is it?
No, it's just a little Hyundai, kind of like in between a car and a truck, one of the little ones. And then one is a regular sized van.
Ford van, Chevy van,
It's a Ford van.
E350?
They call it a Ford Transit.
A Transit, okay, thank you.
Yes.
And I assume these are logoed.
They are indeed logoed, yes, yep, absolutely.
Anyone else have any questions of the applicant?
Are you the business owners?
Yes,
And you said 2 workers, yourself and your wife?
that's correct.
Okay. You'll have no other employees in and
I
out?
have other, no, not that are at
this
56
lo-
South.
okay.
You're correct.
Okay. And there will be no more than 2 vehicles ever there that are logoed?
Correct.
Okay. Does anybody else have any other questions?
So this is a little different than what we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Your hours of operation are 8 to 3. How many days a week?
5 days a week.
So it's Monday through Friday?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay, any other questions before we go in?
Are
Yes,
the
Mitch?
vehicles on site more than 8 to 3? Like, are they on site all the time, overnight?
They are because we use them, yeah, because they're vehicles that we drive home every night after our business is done.
Are you good, Mitch?
I'm good.
Okay. Irene, you all set?
I am.
Okay.
Yep.
All set. Chris, do you have any,
I
nothing?
can't, I
Okay.
can't vote anyway.
Oh, but you can ask questions.
Yeah, no, I'm okay though.
You're okay? All right. So what we'll do is we will read into, for the record, the application for the home occupation. We're going to read all those questions, and we're going to, for the record, what you stated for your answers, okay? So that's, we've asked you all the questions that we have, so we'll,
Wait, I had one other question.
go ahead, Mitch.
I did drive by your home, your office, and I did notice a lot of storage facilities in the back, like as I would drive past. Are those related to business, or is that?
Nothing is related to business on site.
Okay, okay.
Nope, those are lawnmowers, such things that you'd have at a normal house.
Okay, thank you.
Is there anyone that would like to speak on behalf of the applicant that is in favor of this request? Let the record show there is no one. Is there anyone in opposition of this request? Okay, let the record show that no one is in opposition.
There is a letter in opposition.
Please read it.
Dear Londonderry Zoning Board of Adjustment, January 11th, 2024. We are writing regarding case number 117-2024. Both myself and my wife, Michael and Linda Noon, and my neighbors, David and Maria Korn, received an abutters notice regarding the request for special exemption to allow home occupation for a home office with company vehicles on site. We both oppose this exemption. We also have a question regarding the other aspects of the property located at 56 South Road. In addition to the tool shed, chicken coop, and metal-framed camper cover, the property has 2 detached garages and 3 trailers in the yard. Are the detached garages and trailers also affiliated with the home business? If so, would these also be removed if the exemption is opposed? Thank you. And then it's signed by the 4 people indicated above.
Thank you.
With regard to that, just so you know, when you pull the assessor's records, the shed frame, garage, and shed metal are all noted and taxed accordingly.
Okay. Is there any other questions after the reading of the letter?
Nope.
Okay. Let's read the
Do you want them to, do
application.
you want them to respond to it or anything?
Yeah, I guess,
Do you,
Well, you asked the question.
can I?
yeah, you have to ask the question. Chris, go ahead.
Would you like to respond to the opposition?
Right, did we just not discuss that those were not, none of those things in the backyard were used as anything for business, is that correct? We're all in agreement on that? You
That is
asked
what
me
you
the
stated.
question.
That is what you
Well, but
stated.
you asked me the question, that's all I'm actually.
Correct.
Okay,
Okay.
All right.
For the record, thank you.
for the record.
Yes.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Okay. Number 1, the activities associated with home occupation shall not detract from the rural character of the residential neighborhood, nor shall they create traffic, environmental, or aesthetic impacts substantially different than the impacts created by other permitted uses in the neighborhood.
The applicant responded no.
That's a check.
Are we gonna have a discussion on that?
Yes.
Okay. Because I don't see that the business is actually operating out of that property. The business actually takes place, as he said, at various restaurants. And so what you're really doing is parking business vehicles in a residential neighborhood. And the business is not actually being run out of the house.
I agree with that.
So I guess with that said, do we think that that is detracting from the rural character of the residential neighborhood? Environment, aesthetic impacts substantially different than created by other permitted uses in the neighborhood? I'm going to say yes.
I'm going to say no. The 2 vehicles are a Ford Transit and then some type of, I can't remember if it was a Hyundai or a
A
Hyundai.
Hyundai, yeah.
But I think that those are, other than being marked for a business, I think those are the types of vehicles that would be there regardless.
I would agree with that.
I would agree with that. Because of their, yeah. So we can talk in the end on any
That's fine. Everybody can say
comments, yeah, at the end if we, that's right, we can't on this one.
No, we can.
We do have,
Impose such
Okay,
conditions
good.
and restrictions as
thank you.
deemed desirable.
Okay, perfect.
2, the home occupation shall be incidental and secondary to the use of the property as a residential dwelling.
I don't find that it's a home occupation.
I agree with you. I don't believe it's a home occupation either. I don't know what we'd get to this.
Actually, this is parking of logoed vehicles.
Well, he said he does administrative work in the basement.
But that's not the business.
Well, the business takes place, he does the actual servicing at other places.
Right, I don't believe that he runs the business out of another location.
Correct.
The business is being run out of his basement.
But should it be? If the work is being done elsewhere. Okay, everybody has their opinion. I just don't see that as,
I don't either.
I've never seen a home occupation that is of this nature.
I mean,
That-
go ahead.
Can I?
Yes, please.
So the business portion, there's a home office, and Nick can speak to this in more detail if he wants to come up, but the home office work that's being done is directly related to the business. So it's a portion of the business. The vehicles are part of that business as well. We allow one vehicle, given that there's two, that's why it doesn't meet the home occupation by right, so that's what brings us to the special exception.
Okay. Perfect. So
Just for the
with,
second vehicle is really in question.
that's what triggers this, because a home occupation, you should not know, see, smell, hear a home occupation. That's the essence of it. So being that the second vehicle triggers this, okay. Makes sense. So is the home occupation incidental and secondary to the use of the property as a residential dwelling? The occupant said yes. I agree with that.
The occupant said no.
I have a yes.
On which one?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Number
I'm
2.
looking at the next one.
Okay, yep.
I agree with you.
Agree? I agree. Okay.
I'm sticking with it's not a,
Yeah, I would
Occupation.
agree.
Okay.
I don't agree, I mean, I agree with Suzanne.
Okay,
Home occupations shall be permitted only in single-family or two-family dwelling units and are not permitted in multifamily dwelling units.
I think the intent was probably to answer yes, not no.
Do you want to
So-
ask him?
so I'm going to open this back up. Your answer to question number 3, is the home occupation being conducted in a single family? And you put no.
Unfortunately, yes, I am very new to this.
Yep. So what
Originally,
is,
this was supposed to be a variance. This came at last light, so yes, that was definitely answered incorrectly by myself.
okay, so the answer to 3 is the home occupation being conducted in a single-family or two-family dwelling unit, not permitted in a multifamily? Your answer is
Yes.
yes. Okay, let the record show that the applicant mismarked his application for 3.
Can we leave it open for a second?
Yep,
So for number 4, you have a calculation, you say that, it says, does the home occupation occupy no more than 25% of the existing normal living area of the primary residence? Or if the home occupation is conducted in an accessory building, no more than 50% of the existing normal living area of the primary residence, up to a maximum of 1,000 square feet. And you have total living space, 2,208 square feet, and then you have living space to be used, 1,968 square feet, and then you have 15% as the percentage. So I guess I'm a little confused. Is the 1968 how much is not going to be used for the business?
The last portion is for the business, the 15%.
Okay. So what does the 1968 represent?
That's the living space. The rest of it is the business space, which would be 15%.
Okay, so the amount that's going to be used as a business is 15% of 2208.
You got it.
Okay, and how did you calculate that amount?
The drawings, bringing them up with the drawings on the, it's a very small portion of my basement that's used for the, basically, computer that I use in my office. So, I don't know, did you get all the pictures?
We have drawings.
Okay, the drawings.
So we have 3 drawings. The first drawing shows a kitchen, a bathroom, a living room, a dining room, a deck, and a kid's office. That's the first floor. Then we have a third floor, which shows 4 bedrooms and a master bath and a laundry room. And then we have another drawing that shows, it looks like a schematic of the house and the garage. I don't see a drawing for the basement.
That is the basement. It used to be a split. Now it looks like a colonial.
Yep.
The office is down in the basement, right off the driveway. The storage, 12x20 office. Do you not see that?
I don't see that. I see a first floor, I see a third floor, and then I have three drawings. First floor, a third floor, and then I have an overhead, which shows the house and the garage and the driveway and South Road. I don't see a basement.
But I almost don't have the third floor. Yeah, I have a picture of the office right off the driveway.
Do you have it as an exhibit that we could add to,
I do if you'd like to take this one,
do you have multiple copies or just one?
just the one.
May I take a look at it?
You may.
Thank you. Oh, that's out onto the road. Okay, so the kitchen, so I'm looking now at, it looks like, it's 56 South Road, it says basement, it shows the driveway, it shows 20 feet, it appears on the left-hand side, and then it shows a 46-foot measurement on the top side, and then it looks like there on the left side here, it says office 12 by 20. And is this how you calculated the amount that is going to be used for the business?
Yes,
Okay, so the 12 by 20 is the amount that's going to be used for the business?
that's it. There's really not 4 bedrooms in the place. That's why I'm wondering what's the copy that you're seeing.
So I am looking at, it says third floor, it says master, I apologize. It's a bathroom and a master bathroom, a master bedroom, and bedroom 2, bedroom 3. and a laundry.
Okay, all right. That's where you
I misread the
definitely,
bathroom. So can we keep a copy of this?
you absolutely may, yes.
And so the 240 feet that you calculated for the property is the office that's in the basement?
That's right.
Okay, and you don't use any other part of the property for your business?
No.
Okay, so I'm going to mark this as Exhibit A if everyone agrees.
Yes.
240 square feet?
240 square feet. Okay.
Thank
That's all
you.
my questions.
Perfect. All right, so number 4 is a correction because now we have Exhibit A in which to clarify the answer to number 4.
Correct.
Thank you. Would anyone else like to see this?
No, just to be clear, that accounts for about 11% of the total.
Correct, because the calculation that the applicant used would be 331, but it's 240,
I don't want to complicate it more.
according to this.
But if you're using part of the finished basement, then that increases the living area even though, but it's fine. It's-
Okay.
It's below the threshold.
It's below the threshold. Okay.
Only members of the occupant's immediate family residing on the property may be employed.
The applicant answered yes.
Can we throw it back out again? Didn't you say you have other employees, though?
Not at 56 South Road.
But your
At-
business
at all.
has other employees.
Yes, we do.
How many people in total are employed by you for this company?
8, and they all take their vans home with them.
And that includes the 2 of you?
That does.
Thank you.
I don't see a home occupation allowing employees off the home. Like it says only residents are employed, and yet
No, I think that's a no.
I agree.
I think what's a no?
Kelly,
think
may I
that
have
answers
some
the
input
no
on this one?
Question.
Number 5,
Yes.
are only members of the occupant's immediate family residing on the property employed?
Yeah, right.
Well, that's true.
The answer is,
That's true.
Is yes.
The other people that
Because
he
the other
employs
people
are not
don't
living.
reside
They're not
there.
living there.
Right.
That's what the question
They
is.
don't reside at the property.
That's correct.
Right.
So the answer is yes.
Yeah, so that's not, that's not an
Okay.
issue. That's a check mark.
That's a check mark.
It's a poorly done.
yeah.
I see what you're saying, though.
Yes.
No exterior renovations or construction shall be permitted as part of a home occupation.
Are there any?
Well, that's the question, so are there any?
The answer was no, so that's fine.
The occupant answered, there are no exterior renovations or construction as part of this home occupation.
Exterior storage of any products, equipment, machinery, or materials associated with the home occupation is prohibited.
Applicant replied no.
If, again, I'd add, if one of the key issues here is to allow a second car, does that not constitute equipment or machinery? I mean,
It does
That's
to
the
me.
entire reason for the exception, though.
That's why this kicked in. So that'll be for comments at the end.
Well, he answers no, and they are storing 2 cars there.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
The entire reason they're here
Okay,
is
so
is for the
equipment,
exception to
For the
that.
equipment. Yes,
Is it
Kelly?
vehicle equipment?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
So your answer for number 7, for the exterior storage of any products, which you are not, but equipment or machinery. So the 2 cars are equipment. They are
Okay.
logoed, that's your equipment, that's part of your equipment. So the answer is not no, it's yes, because you're gonna have 2 cars. A car
But-
and a truck.
This is an issue I've been having, though, is clearly if I drive down roads in Londonderry, and a benefit to you is to get a vehicle from me that you drive, would I pay the gas, I do all this for you? That's what's happening at 56 South Road,
Right,
is that benefit.
correct. So,
Okay, so, but they're vehicles, it's like, equipment, equipment
so
to me, I
before-
guess, is
Before
equipment,
you
is
answer,
different, yeah,
let me explain to you the question I'm asking you.
okay.
You're here for this, for this variance, for this special exception, because you have more than 1 vehicle. You have 2 there. So the question that this form is asking you, is there any extra storage of any products or equipment or machinery or materials with the home occupation? You said you're gonna have 2 vehicles, so your answer is wrong when you said no. The answer is yes. Would you like to change your answer to yes? Because you're here for 2 vehicles, a Hyundai and a Ford Transit that are decaled. You answered incorrectly.
Yes.
Thank
Then-
you. Let the record show the applicant would like to say yes to number 7 because he misunderstood the question.
Then that's an X. Traffic generated by the home occupation shall not create safety hazards or be substantially greater in volume than would be normally expected in the neighborhood.
Applicant responded no.
That's a check.
I agree. Agree.
The off-street parking shall be adequate for anticipated customers, although no parking areas in excess of those necessary for normal residential purposes will be allowed.
Are there any other cars?
The applicant only said they had 2.
So I think that's a check.
Yes, I agree.
All home occupations shall be conducted in accordance with town regulations, state laws, and licensing requirements.
Applicant said yes.
That's a check. Sign. No
No
sign.
sign. Do you have a 12 that says hour of operation?
I do.
Okay. Yours looks a little different than mine.
I know they're not married up. 8 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes, Monday through Friday. Any conditions, comments?
Can't pass it.
Her, she also should have signed this as an owner of the property. But she's here.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to deny the request for special exception in case 1/17/2024.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Aye.
It's got to be 4.
Oh, I just did it backwards, didn't I? Yep. Okay, there we go.
In case number 1/17/2024-1, the request for a special exception was denied.
You were denied. The board voted that you cannot have the home occupation.
I can know that, okay.
Pardon?
What is the next step, Jacqueline?
So, yes, Kelly?
There's a 30-day appeal period, meaning that you can appeal this decision within that 30 days, should you choose to do so. After that, if you don't appeal the decision, the expectation would be that you don't park 2 vehicles there relating to your business.
Okay, that's okay, so that's what you, all right.
You are allowed to park one by right. You don't need to come to see us to park one on site, but to park 2 there, that's what they do.
Right. Gotcha.
I think
Are those both registered to you personally, or are they registered to your company?
They're registered to my company.
If you were to change the registration and take the lettering off of one and change it to
One
your
of 'em,
personal,
huh?
so it would become a personal vehicle.
You know, it's, you know,
Okay.
I gotta tell you, this has been done since 2011. So this,
I'm out the door at 6 a.m. I get
Yeah,
home at
whatever.
6 a.m. At 6
all right, have a great day. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Case number 1/17/2024-2, request for a special exception from LZO Section 5.12 to allow home occupation for esthetician services. The parcel is located at 6 Autumn Lane in the AR1 zoning district, tax map 13, lot 71-23. Ashley and Kevin Swenson, owners and applicants.
Madam Chair, I'm going to recuse myself.
Thank you very much, Chris. Welcome. Please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, good evening. My name's Ashley Swenson, and I live at 6 Autumn Lane.
Kevin Swenson, 6 Autumn Lane.
Thank you. Would you like to tell us about your business this evening?
Yes, so I'm here for requesting a special exception for home occupation for an electrolysis and esthetician business within the home. It's permanent hair removal, one client at a time, one vehicle on the premise at a time. Yeah. And only requesting signage if it's allowed. I would like one sign, but if it's in the way of being approved, I don't need a sign. So whatever it takes to have the business be accepted.
Okay. Do any of the board members have any questions of the applicant?
I have one that just shows how little I know about this business.
So I did bring some information because I assumed that might happen, but go ahead and ask.
So they do say that, you know, I've asked this, I think, other similar type businesses. Do you, I don't know if you use any regulated or hazardous substances in the business, like, as part of these services?
So I would say the only thing that comes close to like a hazardous material would be an enzyme cleaner that I use that can be used, you know, within even just like cleaning, you know, kitchens or bathrooms.
So it's a cleaner for your tools?
Yes, exactly. It just a small amount diluted goes into an ultrasonic cleaner to sterilize. But mostly I use dry heat to complete the sterilization process. And there are sharps, but I've looked at all the regulations with the town and the state. So a sharps container that would be about half filled up over a course of like 2 years. And, you know, I've looked in, I know about the proper disposal of sharps. So.
Any other questions? Okay, I have one. So your operating hours are going to be from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week?
Bless you.
Good God.
Thank you.
So do they make appointments or are they drop-ins?
Appointments.
Appointments?
Yes, and with plenty of time after for cleanup, sanitation, and then so clients won't run into each other, just for myself, for the neighbors, and for their own privacy.
Okay. Any other questions?
So my guess is you don't mean to be working 7 days a week, every week. It's just that it allows you the ability to take clients when it works for you.
Exactly, like if a teacher, you know, or somebody that needs to put the kids to bed can only come in at, you know, 5 o'clock in the evening, then they can schedule a 5 o'clock appointment, or somebody that, you know, just to make it more accommodating for people to come in, and then, yeah.
Thank you for the nice drawing. That was very easy for us to understand.
Oh, thank you.
Any other questions?
Not for me.
Okay. We will read your application, the special exception, into the record. That's right. Is there anyone in favor for the applicant for this special home occupation? Please come to the microphone, one at a time, and please state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name is Sarah Colby. I live at 30 Seasons Lane. I'm an abutting neighbor to 6 Autumn Lane, and I am in favor of the special exception for a home occupation there, and I think it's a lovely idea.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to speak in favor of the applicant? Good evening.
Good evening. My name's Ann Snedeker. I live at 39 Seasons Lane. I'm abutting 6 Autumn, and I think the home occupation would be very appropriate in this situation.
Thank you. Anyone else? Please approach.
Hi, I'm Alexandria Perry. I live at 32 Seasons Lane, within eyeshot of these two people. And these are outstanding citizens. Kevin works for the state prison system, and Ashley is a former teacher. They're just marvelous neighbors. Their house is clean, their children, it's just beautiful neighbors, very quiet, respectful people. And I have no doubt that their business is going to be in the same vein as the way they carry their lives currently and their professional lives. So
Thank you.
we're in full favor.
Thank you. Is there anyone else in favor of the applicant? Is there anyone against? Oh, one more in favor?
Yeah,
Okay.
the husband of the previous speaker, Mike Miller, 32 Seasons Lane. They bought their home 10 years ago, and every summer they're just working both of them, on the home, making it more beautiful, and they take a lot of pride in their house and the neighborhood, and I know their business would be a wonderful idea.
Thank you. Is there anyone that would like to speak that is in opposition? Okay, let the record show we have no opposition. All right, let's go.
The activities associated with home occupation shall not detract from the rural character of the residential neighborhood, nor shall they create traffic, environmental, or aesthetic impacts substantially different than the impacts created by other permitted uses in the neighborhood.
Applicant responded no.
That's check.
Check, yep.
The home occupation shall be incidental and secondary to the use of the property as a residential dwelling.
Applicant responded yes.
That's a check.
That is a check.
Home occupation shall be permitted only in single-family or two-family dwelling units and are not permitted in multifamily dwelling units.
Applicant responded yes.
That's a check.
That's a check.
The home occupation shall occupy no more than 25% of the existing normal living area of the primary residence, or if the home occupation is conducted in an accessory building, no more than 50% of the existing normal living area of the primary residence. Up to a maximum of 1,000 square feet may be dedicated to the home occupation.
Applicant responded yes. That's a check. 600 square feet, 14%.
Only members of the occupant's immediate family residing on the property may be employed.
Applicant responded yes. That is a check.
No exterior renovations or construction shall be permitted as part of a home occupation.
Applicant responded no. That's a check.
Exterior storage of any products, equipment, machinery, or materials associated with the home occupation is prohibited.
Applicant responded no. That's a check.
Check. Traffic generated by the home occupation shall not create safety hazards or be substantially greater in volume than would be normally be expected in the neighborhood.
Applicant responded no. It's a
Check.
check.
The off-street parking shall be adequate for anticipated customers, although no parking areas in excess of those necessary for normal residential purposes will be allowed.
Applicant responded yes. That's a check.
Check. All home occupations shall be conducted in accordance with town regulations, state laws, and licensing requirements.
Applicant responded yes. That's a check.
Sign,
Applicant.
Exactly what you said.
Yeah,
Like one.
she'd like one according to what would be allowed.
okay.
And that is a sign that is not to exceed 3 square feet per side and non-illuminated.
And so there's a note here is it a freestanding or a wall sign?
Do you want a freestanding or a wall?
I would love a freestanding one,
Okay,
near the driveway, so that clients would know exactly where to turn in, but
okay.
Okay. And hours of operation are 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 7 days a week.
And do we have any conditions? Anybody? I do not. Okay, would you like to make a motion?
In case number 117-2024-2, I'd like to make a motion to grant the request for a special exception.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Irene. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
In case number 117-2024-2, the request for a special exception was granted.
You're all set.
thank you very much.
Have a good evening.
Thank you, you too.
You ready for the last one?
Let's do it.
Case number 117-2024-3, a request for a variance from LZO section 4.2.1.3.c.1 to allow an encroachment of 9 feet into the 40-foot right-of-way setback. Parcel is located at 8 Walton Circle in the AR1 zoning district, tax map 18, lot 15-3. Isaac Abatzi and Lauren McAdam owners, and Douglas Standbridge applicant.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Please state your name and address for the record.
I'm Douglas Stanbridge, 56 Adams Road.
Did you bring your application with you?
I did.
Okay. Would you like to tell us about the application or just go into the 5 points of law right from your application?
Can I just ask you a question before we start?
Sure.
Mr. Stambers, what is your relationship to the owners?
I'm the contractor.
You're the contractor. Did they fill out a form authorizing you to be their representative here today?
I don't believe so. No, it might be something I missed. Would like to note they are here with me tonight.
Do you,
This
he's
is
acting in
Isaac
capacity as your
here.
representative tonight?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. That form should be in there. It's not.
Okay.
If it's something I need to sign or have them sign and submit to the file.
They just testified that they're allowing you. Okay, so that's for the record, so. So
Thank
would-
you. Sorry, I wanted to say
That's-
that.
No, I
Thank
apologize
you.
for missing that.
So would you like to give us a brief synopsis of why you're requesting the variance?
Yes, so this project is a two-car garage addition with 2 floors above for the living space for the existing home, and with an attached ADU for the applicant's family, partially for daycare, for one of many reasons. The obstruction is that we're on a corner lot, so we're kind of boxed in, and this is something that I outlined in the application. And due to the 40-foot setback on 2 corners and the existing location of the existing home in relation to their septic and their well being the main issue, is we have very little room to make this work within the setback. With keeping an adequate distance from the existing well, not being too close.
Tell us what the size of the garage is as well as the ADU.
So the garage, like I said, is 2 floors above, but the footprint is 24 by 24, 2-car garage. The ADU has a single bay, which would be the whole depth, which isn't necessary for the garage, but it's 28 feet is the depth of the ADU, total 42 by 28. So the garage bay is 12 feet, so the main ADU living space is 30 by 28.
And Nick, I assume all those numbers work?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. You can proceed, please. Or do you want to go into the 5 points of law?
I can go right into the 5 points.
Okay,
Want me to start reading those now?
sure, that'd be
Okay.
great.
The allowance of this variance will not alter the character of the neighborhood, as it will be residential in nature and located in a residential neighborhood. The structure will also resemble the existing home as well as the other nearby structures, some of which are larger in size and appearance. The proposed project will blend seamlessly into the neighborhood upon completion for the reasons noted above, but also because there are many other multifamily homes on Walton Circle in the form of either condexes or duplexes. Additionally, there is no threat to public health, safety, or welfare with location of this ADU. The spirit of the ordinance will be observed, as the variance allowance would still provide significant distance from the right-of-way. The right-of-way, Walton Circle, has low traffic volume, as is a loop with only 11 abutters, meaning they can exit in 2 locations. Additionally, the encroachment would leave 44 feet from the road's edge, and this results in an encroachment of 9 feet, leaving 31 feet from the setback, which is a significant distance still from the right-of-way. Substantial justice is done. There is no gain by the general public by denying this variance. Rather, granting this variance will do substantial justice because there is a dire need for access to housing in the state of New Hampshire, and this addition provides more space for the owner's family. Additionally, the attached ADU provides housing for the family members that are currently renting, and this also provides the family with daycare services, which further relieves the burden on the childcare shortage. The values of surrounding properties are not diminished. There is no apparent evidence to suggest the approval of this variance would diminish a butter's property values. Conversely, the proposed project is likely to improve the neighborhood and improve property values. Would you like me to read A and B for item 5? Okay. No fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purposes of the ordinance provision and the specific application of that provision to the property. And due to this lot being located on a corner, it is subjected to a 40-foot setback on 2 fronts. This requirement unequivocally deprives the owner's permitted use of their property due to the additional constraint of the existing home's position. The owner's predicament cannot be feasibly obviated through any method other than a variance due to the proximity of the existing well and the location of the existing septic. The proposed use is reasonable because the property yields little beneficial use without the variance. The encroachment is not substantial, and also due to such a tight housing market, this is the most feasible option for the family. The project was put forth in good faith, and all required permits were obtained in addition to a full design. Setback requirement was reviewed several times with the building department, which resulted in an initial decision that a variance was not originally needed. The distance to the existing well was closer than expected, so the foundation was shifted. In order to stay within the setback, the foundation would have to be demolished and recast within inches of the well, which is an unadvisable construction and maintenance situation. All of which is my opinion.
Is there any questions from the board?
I did have a question. So you originally had a different location. You went to folks in planning and they
Yes.
said you don't, for that location, you don't need a variance.
Yep.
Then what happened that made you change that?
The distance from the well ended up being closer than we expected, so we shifted it.
Right.
We still originally expected to be within the setback. We knew it was going to be close, but we thought we had it. And essentially, the area is a large sand pit, what it turned out to be. So between mounds and mounds of sand, it was a simple mistake where it got shifted a little too far unintentionally.
Okay, so it's 9 feet.
It's 9 feet,
That's a big number.
understand?
And just to be clear, you said that the foundation has already been poured?
It has.
These things do happen.
Any other questions?
I'm good for now.
Okay.
I'd like to take it out to the audience. Anyone in favor that would like to speak on behalf of the applicant? Let the record show there is no one.
There are some letters.
Okay.
So there are two documents. They're both called Petition to Approve Variance. They're to the Londonderry Zoning Board of Adjustment. This petition is to support the approval of the variance application for the addition and accessory dwelling unit proposed to be constructed at 8 Walton Circle. As the affected abutters, we support the Zoning Board of Adjustment's approval of this variance application. And it's Lori DeGraw, 13 Walton Circle, Cheyenne Dubois, where I apologize, 135 Old Derry Road, Richard Murch, 138 Old Derry Road, Evan DePalma, 4 Checkerberry Lane, Kim Spanos, 7 Joshua Circle in Derry, Faith Abood, 1 Checkerberry Lane, and Stephen Gontars, 61 Walton Circle.
Thank
We
you.
did not have that in our packet, so
We
thank you.
did not. Thank you.
Good work.
Good. See it here.
Is there anyone in opposition that would like to speak? Let the record show there is no one in opposition. I'd like to bring it back to the board. Any last minute questions? I'm good as well. All right. Let's go through the 5 points of law.
Granting the variance would or would not be contrary to the public interest because,
I would say would not.
I agree,
For the reasons,
no threat to health, safety, or public welfare.
thank you, I agree.
Spirit of the ordinance would or would not be observed because,
I'd say it would.
I agree,
For the reasons,
doesn't change the essential character of the neighborhood.
I agree.
I agree.
Granting the variance would or would not do substantial justice because,
It would.
I agree, it would.
For the reasons,
Benefit to the owners, far away any potential
right.
damage to the public.
thank you, I agree. Do you agree, Irene?
I do.
Okay, thank you.
I agree as well.
Thank you, I heard you, Mitch, this evening.
I'm trying.
Yeah, you're doing much better.
For the following reasons, the values of surrounding properties would or would not be diminished. I would say would not.
Would
Yeah, I
not.
agree.
We don't have any.
I agree.
One way or the other, but
Yeah, there was none. provided, but it doesn't change
Right.
the character of the neighborhood or anything around it.
Owing to special conditions of the property that distinguish them from other properties in the area, the denial of variance would result in unnecessary hardship because there is or is not a fair and substantial relationship between the general public purpose of the ordinance provision and the specific application of that provision to the property because
It's not.
I agree.
I agree as well.
I agree for the reasons,
It's a,
Corner lot,
yeah.
location of the well.
corner lot and location of the well. Yeah,
would
I
agree
agree.
with that.
Proposed use is or is not a reasonable one because I would say it is.
I agree.
A garage and an ADU are reasonable.
I agree.
I agree as well.
Comments, restrictions?
I don't have any.
I don't have any.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion?
I'd like to make a motion in case number 117-2024-3 to grant the request for a variance from LZO 4.2.1.3.c.1 to allow an encroachment of 9 feet into the 40-foot right-of-way setback.
Do I have a second?
I'll second. Pick one.
Pick one. Irene? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed?
In case number 117-2024-3, the request for a variance was granted.
Thank you very much.
Have a good evening.
You as well.
Must be a lot of space back there to put all that.
All right. Next on the agenda for this evening is election of officers.
I'd like to make a motion to have Jackie continue as chair.
I would like to triple that.
I second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You can give it back to me. Jeez. Are you okay with that? We can't force you. We can only make a motion.
Pardon?
Did you vote for yourself?
No.
Are you abstaining?
I'm abstaining, right.
You don't have to.
Yeah,
We
you can
can't
vote for
make you
yourself.
do it.
No, I know that.
Are you okay?
Isn't there anyone else that would like to do this?
I can't. I have their job.
You have a job.
And you do it well.
Thank you.
Oh, my
And Suzanne does a nice job filling in when you can't make it.
Okay,
You have
all
a good
right,
structure.
all right.
Are you officially vice chair or is
I
it?
am
yeah.
officially vice chair.
Right.
I'm happy to be vice chair again.
All right, I'll vote for myself. Okay.
Is it just
And
your position or is
we
it
have
all
to
three?
also vote for vice chair
and
And clerk.
and clerk. Okay, so I nominate Suzanne for vice chair.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
You can vote as an alternate.
Somebody else should.
Somebody else should.
Yeah, okay.
I appreciate it though.
That's fine.
I'll second it.
Okay, all right. We're all in agreement.
Sounds great.
And the last position, I nominate Brandon
I'll second it.
for the secretary.
Aye.
Perfect. Election of officers is done.
Much easier
Also
this
in
year than
agreement,
last year.
whether it matters or not.
Do we have any other business tonight?
On this evening, Madam Chair.
I did
All
have-
right.
I did have one
Yeah.
question. Can we, like, I don't know if we can go on earlier, like, I just wait till I get the email and then I go in, and sometimes it's a little later than I prefer. Is there a way to access the materials earlier than when we get the email with the Dropbox location?
Not unless you want to come in and look at it.
So can we get it like a week earlier? I don't know when it's ready, but sometimes if I have time, like a week before, otherwise the weekend comes and then suddenly,
Usually, we try and send it a week before.
okay.
That's the goal most
We
of the
got a
time.
little hung up. We got the agenda and I think she may have thought
Yeah.
that she was done and I'm like, could we get the petitions? And then she sent them, so it was fine.
So that's, I mean, if that's what you're trying to do, I understand that things that are still in plan.
But certainly if, you know, if you're looking for something and it's missing, just give us a call or come
Okay.
in.
Thank you.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Meeting adjourned.